Hello everyone, this is part 3 of What If Naruto Was in High School, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. The girls talked the rest of the way home, while Neji glared at Naruto, and Naruto looked back at Neji uncomfortably. Sasuke and Shikamaru text each other, placing bets on what Neji was going to do to Naruto. By the time they had reached Ino's house, the car had a lot of tension in it, just from Naruto and Neji. Hinata looked a little uncomfortable, too. Ino and Shikamaru grabbed their stuff and quickly got out of the car. "I'm so glad to be out of there," Ino exclaimed as the limo pulled away and they walked up her front steps. "It was worse than when Sakura and I fight. Troublesome," was all Shikamaru had to add on the matter. "Where are we working on our project, then?" "Oh, Ino said as she thought of the best place to use a highly dangerous acid that could burn through furniture. "What about in the kitchen?" "I guess that would work," Shikamaru said with a sigh as he followed Ino there. "I'll be right back," Ino exclaimed as she set her stuff down. "I don't want to risk getting anything on my outfit, so I'm going to change." "Oh, there should be some newspaper over in the corner by the door to the garage. If you could grab some and spread it over the counter so we don't ruin it." "Thanks." Ino then rocketed up the stairs, leaving Shikamaru to set up the experiment. "Troublesome women," Shikamaru mumbled as he grabbed some newspaper and spread it out over the counter. He then reached into his book bag and pulled out the bottle of acid and the box of rocks that they would be testing. The rocks ranged from a rock that had been picked up from outside, to an uncut ruby, to an uncut diamond. Depending on how much the acid bubbled, that would tell them the carbon level in the rocks. By the time Ino came back downstairs, everything was set up, and Shikamaru was asleep on the counter. "Shikamaru!" Ino yelled into his ear. He bolted up looking rather annoyed. "What?" he asked, looking very, very annoyed. "Oh, nothing. Now that you're awake, we can start the experiment." "So, how do we do this?" Ino asked innocently. "What a drag," Shikamaru mumbled. "We're just going to pour a little bit of the acid onto each rock, and see how much it bubbles." Okay, Ino said as she picked up the bottle of acid and went to pour some. Before she could, Shikamaru put his hand over top of hers on the bottle. Ino blushed and looked at him. "What? I really don't feel like having you pour too much on them and having to start over again," Shikamaru said lazily, as he guided her hand so that the bottle poured just enough acid onto the rocks. They watched as the rock bubbled, but barely. "What does that mean?" Ino asked. "Well, since it bubbled, it has some carbon in it, but since it barely bubbled, there's hardly any carbon at all in it," Shikamaru said, answering her question. "Oh," Ino said as they moved on to the next rock. Shikamaru. "Yay," he replied. "You can take your hand off of mine now, I know how much to pour," Ino said as they both blushed and Shikamaru took his hand off of hers. "Oh, sorry," he said. "Don't worry about it," Ino said to him. There was an awkward silence for the next couple of minutes. Ino finally broke that silence. "So what exactly is this project supposed to prove?" "Oh, just that rocks do contain carbon," Shikamaru said. "Oh, okay," Ino said. "So, what kind of stuff do you like to do?" Sleep, watch movies and, I guess, play basketball with the guys," Shikamaru said in reply. "Oh, you like to play basketball? That's so cool. You should try out for the school's team," Ino exclaimed. I don't know, it sounds like it would be a lot of work," Shikamaru said. "That would be troublesome. I'm trying out for cheerleading with my friends. You guys should all try out for basketball. That would be so cool. Then we'd be cheering for you guys, and we could all go to the games tomorrow," Ino said rapidly. "Slow down. You don't even know if we'd make the basketball team," Shikamaru said. "You've never even seen us play before. So, I'm sure you're good at it," Ino exclaimed. "Troublesome," Shikamaru said as he wrote down the observations from the rock Ino had just poured acid on. "Why do you think everything is troublesome?" "All I was saying was that you're probably good at basketball, and it's troublesome," Ino asked, A little bit ticked off. Because it's just troublesome, Shikamaru explained. That's your explanation for why everything is troublesome. Because it's troublesome. Ino exclaimed, getting madder by the second. I'm guessing that you think that I'm troublesome, too. You know what? You're the one who's troublesome. Ino stormed out of the kitchen and Shikamaru could hear the door behind her. What did I do? Shikamaru asked the empty kitchen. Well, I guess we won't be working on this anymore. Man, what a drag. Shikamaru started to clean up the kitchen, and when he was done, he wandered upstairs to try and find Ino's room. He went upstairs knocking on every door, not receiving any reply. He finally came to a door and he heard crying from behind it. He knocked on it only to receive a quick reply. Go away, Ino yelled from inside her room. Great, just great, Shikamaru thought to himself. Why do I get myself into these things? He opened up the door silently, and stepped into her room. Ino, he asked. What do you want? She responded, sounding agitated. Can I just ask what I did wrong? Shikamaru asked her. What did he do wrong? Ino thought. What did he do wrong? Nothing, I guess. You didn't do anything really. Ino said. It's just, I really liked you, and well, when I found out that you thought I was troublesome, I got really upset. How troublesome, Shikamaru sighed, which made Ino's eyes go wide. I never said that you were troublesome, you just assumed that I did because everything else was. Truthfully, I really like you, too. Ino looked up at him in shock. Wait, he liked me. And he never said I was troublesome, I just assumed he did. I'm such an idiot. He probably thinks I'm troublesome now, since he didn't before. Great, I bet you think I'm troublesome now, don't you? Ino asked. No, I don't actually, I was wondering, if maybe you wanted to do something with me tomorrow night. That is, if you're not busy, he asked. Ino looked up at him, a little bit shocked. Of course I'll do something with you tomorrow, she exclaimed as she threw her arms around him. What did you have in mind? She asked as she let go of him. Well, maybe dinner and a movie, he asked. Sure, I can get ready with Hinata, Ino said happily. Well, I need to go, I'm pretty sure that's my driver outside. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Shikamaru said. Yup, bye, Ino yelled after him as she watched him walk down the hall. He lazily lifted his hand over his shoulder as a wave goodbye. Ino quickly ran back into her room and signed onto the internet. When she got on, however, none of her friends were on. She put up an away message, and ran over to her phone. She quickly dialed Sakura's number. Hello. Oh my gosh, Sakura. Ino exclaimed as soon as she heard her friend's voice. You have to connect Hinata, now. I'll connect Tenten as soon as Hinata's on. I have big news. Okay. I'm connecting. Sakura said back to her friend as she switched lines in order to connect Hinata. I wonder what could be so important that she's making us wait for everyone to be connected before she'll tell. Sakura thought. Hello. Hey, Hinata. Ino has big news, I'm switching back over then she's connecting Tenten, K. Sakura asked. Okay. Hinata replied, wondering the same thing as Sakura. Ino. Sakura questioned as soon as she switched back over. Yay, I'm connecting Tenten, Ino said as she switched over. She switched back over quickly, with Tenten on the line. Okay, Ino, Sakura started. What's so important that you had to tell all of us, Tenten said. At once, Hinata finished. Okay, you guys are never going to believe this, Ino exclaimed happily. Well, Sakura questioned. Shikamaru asked me out, Ino exclaimed. At that moment squeals could be heard coming from each of the girls' houses. Oh my gosh, Hinata exclaimed. When? Sakura asked. Where? Tenten questioned. Okay, he asked me out today, at my house. We're going to dinner and then to a movie tomorrow night, Ino explained. This is great, Hinata exclaimed. Now we can get ready together. I know, and Tenten and Sakura can help us, Ino exclaimed. Ino, you have to tell us all of the details, Sakura demanded. I will, but not right now. How about tomorrow in the limo? I have to go, my mom's yelling for me. It's time for dinner. Bye, Ino said quickly as she hung up the phone. Well, bye, Sakura told Hinata. Bye Sakura, Hinata exclaimed happily. Hello, is anyone there? Ino. Tenten shouted into the phone line. I guess not. And with that, all three of the girls hung up their phones. Hello, is anyone there? Ino. Tenten shouted into the phone line. I guess not. And with that, all three of the girls hung up their phones. The next day, in the limo, when all of the girls were in the car, they started questioning Ino. Details, Ino. Now, you hung up on us before you could spill. Sakura exclaimed. Okay, Ino said. Well, we were doing our project, and he was saying that everything was troublesome. I got upset, because I told him that they should try out for basketball, and that I was sure he would make it. Everything I said, he mumbled troublesome. I got really upset and yelled at him. I said that since he thought everything else was troublesome, he must think that I was troublesome too. I ran up to my room, and about 10 minutes after that, he came up. We talked, and he said that he never called me troublesome. He told me that he really liked me, and then he asked me out. I said yes, and I hugged him. And, Sakura pressed. And, that was it. Ino exclaimed with a huge smile on her face. I was so happy. Oh, you're so lucky, Tenten exclaimed. Oh really? Ino asked with an evil gleam in her eye. I bet you wish Neji would do something like that for you. Yee hey, I never said that, Tenten exclaimed with a blush. The other girls giggled, and Sakura said, come on, Tenten, admit it. You like Neji. I'll admit it when you admit you like Sasuke. Tenten shot back at Sakura. Well, I might admit something like that after Sunday. Sakura said. So you do like him? Tenten exclaimed. I didn't say that. I said I might like him after Sunday. Sakura fought back. Come on guys, leave Sakura alone. I'm sure she'll admit it when she's ready. Hinata said. Thank you, Hinata. Sakura exclaimed. Fine, but you'll have to admit it sometime. Ino said tauntingly. What if I don't? Sakura asked while sticking out her tongue at Ino. Childish much? Ino asked. So, that's why you guys love me? Sakura exclaimed, grinning. All the girls giggled at this. Just then, the limo had pulled up in front of the school. Anyone have to go to their locker? Nope, said Ino. No, Hinata said. Nope, not this morning. Tenten said. Okay, then I guess we're all going straight to homeroom. Let's go, Sakura exclaimed. Okay, Ino said. Something was up with Sakura. She was just a little too excited to get to homeroom. Just as Ino was about to say something, she spotted Shikamaru. Shikamaru, over here. With that yell, Ino ran towards him. So what movie are we going to see tonight? Troublesome. Shikamaru mumbled under his breath so that Ino couldn't hear him. I was thinking I would let you choose. Okay, well, how about we go see Disturbia? Ino asked. Okay, sure, Shikamaru said. I'll buy the tickets before I come to pick you up. Okay, Ino said as they entered the classroom. Walk to next period together. Sure, Shikamaru said, as he sat down. Ino looked over at her friends and grinned at them. She picked up a piece of paper and started to scribble something on it. She then tossed it at Hinata. Hinata, guess what? Shikamaru and I are going to see Disturbia tonight, so we can see it together. It can be like a double date. How awesome is that? Ino, that's totally awesome. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. Bring anything that you would possibly wear to my house, okay? Hinata, okay, I'll run home after school and then come to your house with my clothes. We're going to look awesome. Ino, okay, Sakura said she's going to do my makeup. I'm not sure what to wear yet, though. Well, I guess we'll figure it out at my house. Hinata, okay, I text my driver and he's coming to get me, so I'll have him take me to my house and then to yours once I have all of my stuff. Ino looked up to see Kakashi-sensei standing in front of her. Hello, Ino. Would you like to share that with the class? Kakashi asked as he grabbed the note from Ino. He quickly scanned it as he walked towards the front of the classroom. Well, Ino stuttered, but he was already reading the note. Hinata, guess what? Shikamaru and I are going to see Disturbia tonight, so we can see it together. It can be like a double date. How awesome is that? Ino, that's totally awesome. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. Bring anything that you would possibly wear to my house, okay? Hinata, okay, I'll run home after school and then come to your house with my clothes. We're going to look awesome. Ino. Okay. Sakura said she's going to do my makeup. I'm not sure what to wear yet, though. Well, I guess we'll figure it out at my house. Hinata. Okay. I text my driver and he's coming to get me, so I'll have him take me to my house and then to yours once I have all of my stuff. Kakashi read the note quickly, and the entire class was looking at Ino and Hinata. Hinata turned bright red from all of the attention and looked down, pretending to be interested in her desk. What are you all looking at? Ino shot at the class. So what? I'm going on a date, and so is Hinata. Do you guys have a problem with it? The rest of the students looked at each other then quickly turned around. No one wanted to face the wrath of Ino, because if she really wanted to, she could ruin you for life. That's what I thought, Ino said to them all. Sakura and Tenten just sweat dropped anime style at Ino's attitude. Sakura and Tenten just sweat dropped anime style at Ino's attitude. Later that day, at Hinata's house. What do you guys think of this outfit? Hinata asked Sakura and Tenten. Well, I don't know. Tenten said. I don't think it's right for your date, Sakura said as she looked over Hinata's outfit. She was wearing a long skirt, almost knee-length, and a polo shirt. This was the third outfit that Hinata had tried on, and Hinata had picked all of them out, but Sakura was ready to start putting some outfits together from the contents of her friend's closet. Fum bubby offend darfor. Came a muffled cry from the other side of Hinata's room. Tenten and Sakura exchanged glances, as Tenten went to let Ino in. When she opened the door, she was greeted by a huge pile of clothes that were falling out of Ino's arms. She reached over and took some off of the top of the pile, revealing Ino's face. Bring enough clothes? Tenten asked her friend. Oh, don't worry, my driver is behind me with the rest. Ino said happily. Tenten and Sakura sweat dropped at Ino for the second time that day. Ino set her pile down on top of Hinata's bed, motioning for her driver to do the same. Thanks so much for the help. Please tell my father that I'll be home by 11 o'clock, okay? Yes, Miss Yamanaka, the driver said as he walked out of the door, having been dismissed. Okay, Hinata, so where have we gotten so far? Ino asked as her friend walked out of her closet, wearing a baggy t-shirt and short shorts. I'm hoping that's not what you're wearing. She added. Don't worry, Ino. This is just what I'm wearing between outfits. Hinata explained to her friend. Okay, that's good. Ino exclaimed. Well, let me look at what we have. Ino went into Hinata's closet and the girls could hear her mumbling. No, maybe. Ooh, what about this? Ino stuck her head out of the closet. Hinata, come here and try this on for me. Hinata did as Ino said. A few minutes later she stepped out of her closet. It's perfect, Sakura exclaimed. I agree. Tenten chimed in. Hinata was wearing a hot pink miniskirt, which came about mid-thigh. It had 4 big round buttons on it that were the same shade of pink. She had on a white tank top, and over that, a white blouse that had 1 button done in the middle, and the rest were left undone. She had on strappy sandals that had just enough of a heel, and the straps came up about an inch or 2 over her ankles. They were white with pink polka dots. Do you really think so? Hinata asked, sounding unsure. Of course, Sakura exclaimed. Now come here so that I can do your makeup. Sakura spun her around in a chair, while Ino sifted through the enormous pile of clothes that she had brought with her. About 20 minutes later, Ino was halfway through her pile, and Sakura spun the chair around. Hinata's makeup was beautifully done. Sakura had lined her eyes lightly with eyeliner, and used an iridescent golden-colored eyeshadow. Her black mascara-coated eyelashes contrasted beautifully, and her light brown lip gloss looked perfect with everything. Her blush gave her cheeks the slightest tint of color. What do you guys think? Sakura asked. After this, I might just let you give me that makeover you've been dying to do, Sakura. Tenten joked. Hinata, you look amazing. Wow, Hinata, I hardly recognize you, Ino said as she looked at her friend. Except for the white eyes and the hair. Ino laughed as she said this. Thanks you guys, Hinata exclaimed happily as she looked at herself in the mirror. Sakura, you did a terrific job, Ino's right, because I hardly even recognize myself. Okay, so now that Hinata's done, can someone please help me with my outfit dilemma? Ino asked as she threw another shirt onto the floor. Sakura surveyed her friend's pile of clothes, then went into action. Ino, sit down in this chair. Sakura said, pulling Hinata's purple desk chair over to Ino. Ino did as she was told. Sakura went through both halves of the pile, the half on the bed, and the half on the ground. She pulled some things out and held them up to Ino, shaking her head when she didn't like something. Aha! Sakura said triumphantly as she pulled a shirt out of the pile. It was a light pink shirt that was cinched in the middle, and had a low V-neck that ended at the cinch. After the cinch, the shirt was billowy, and it was perfect for Ino to wear. About 2 minutes later, Sakura pulled out some tight, worn-looking long shorts, and handed them to Ino. Put these on, Sakura commanded, and when Ino looked at her friend skeptically, she said, just do it, Ino. Ino went into Hinata's bathroom and pulled on the clothes. When she came out, Sakura fastened a long string of beads around her neck, and then doubled them over, pulling the bottom half so that it hung longer. Perfect. Ino, that outfit is amazing. Sakura, you did an amazing job with that. Tenten exclaimed. Yes, Ino, your outfit is really amazing. Hinata said. I'm not done yet, Sakura said, pulling Ino over to Hinata's vanity and sitting her down in the chair that was there. It took Sakura just a short amount of time to do Ino's makeup. She rimmed Ino's eyes lightly with a dark purple eyeliner that looked beautiful with her blue eyes, then put on a light pink eyeshadow that almost matched her outfit. She had on black mascara, which made her beautiful blue eyes stand out even more. She had on the lightest amount of blush, and her pink lip gloss finished off her look with a nice touch. I don't know how you do it, Sakura, but you've made both Hinata and Ino look even more amazing than they did before. Tenten exclaimed. Your makeup looks wonderful, Ino. Hinata exclaimed. Thanks so much, Sakura, I look even more amazing than I usually do, which is hard to do. Ino said jokingly. No problem. You guys look great, and I know that you're going to have an amazing time. Ino, does Shikamaru know that he's picking you up from here? Sakura said. Yay, I called him when I was getting my clothes. Ino replied to Sakura's question. Okay, then, you guys better grab your purses and head downstairs, because they'll be here any minute. Ino, Tenten and I will take your stuff to my house, and you guys have Shikamaru and Naruto drop you off at my house. We're going to want every detail. Sakura yelled after her friends as they walked out Hinata's bedroom door. Don't worry, forehead, we will. Ino yelled back. You'd better, pig. Sakura retorted. Don't worry, forehead, we will. Ino yelled back. You'd better, pig. Sakura retorted. With Ino and Hinata. Do you think that they'll get here soon? Hinata asked nervously. They should be here any minute, Hinata. Don't be nervous. You look great. Ino exclaimed in a sing-song voice, though she was nervous herself. I hope so. Hinata said. Do you think they're coming together, or separately? Ino had to think this over for a couple of seconds. She hadn't yet considered this possibility. I'm not sure, she finally said. I hope they come together. I don't know what I'd do if I had to be in a car with Naruto by himself. Hinata exclaimed, paling at the thought. Just then, her father walked in. Good evening, girls, he said. Good evening, Mr. Hyuga. Ino said. Good evening, father. Hinata said. Where are you girls going tonight? He asked. Ino looked at her friend's father, wondering what her friend would tell her father. Hinata said nothing, but looked to Ino for help. Well, Mr. Hyuga, Hinata and I have dates tonight. Ino said. Oh, really? Hinata's father asked, and who might these dates be with? Do I know these boys? Well, they're two of Neji's friends, maybe you've met them. Their names are Naruto Uzumaki, and Shikamaru Nara. Mr. Hyuga thought this over for a second, and then said, no, I don't believe I have, but if they're friends of Neji, I'm sure that they're okay. Hinata let out a sigh of relief. Do you need any money, Hinata? No, sir, I have my credit card. Hinata replied. Okay, well, what time were you planning on getting home? Mr. Hyuga asked. Actually, father, Ino and I are spending the night at Sakura's after our dates. We have a shopping trip planned tomorrow. Hinata explained. Oh, really? Well, then, I expect a phone call at 11 o'clock, telling me where you are, okay young lady. Mr. Hyuga said. Yes, sir, of course I'll call, I'll set the alarm on my cell phone to remind me. Hinata said. Hinata quickly pulled her envy out of her purse, and opened up the alarm menu. She quickly set it for 11 o'clock tonight. Also, I assume that you two will be together the whole night. Including in the car. Mr. Hyuga questioned the girls. Yes sir, we already talked to the boys about that, right Hinata? Ino offered, knowing that her friend was not going to lie to her dad, she was too scared of him. All right, Hinata stammered. Very good then. I hope that you have a good time, then Hinata. Mr. Hyuga said as he exited the room. Ino. Hinata whispered to her friend, we didn't tell the guys to pick us up together, we were just talking about how they might not. Well, just hope for the best, and if worse comes to worse, one of them can get into the other's car, preferably whoever's limo is nicer, Ino said with a gleam in her eye. With Sakura and Tenten. Sakura, why did we volunteer to take Ino's clothes with us? Tenten asked from underneath a pile of clothes, sitting at the base of Sakura's stairs. She had just fallen halfway down the stairs, because she hadn't been able to see where she was going, and had slipped. Because we were being good friends. Sakura replied. I'll be right back down to help you up, just as soon as I throw my last pile onto my bed. Sakura had carried her half of Ino's clothes up in 2 more halves, while Tenten had decided to take her whole half at once, resulting in her current predicament at the bottom of the stairs. Fine, Tenten said, while standing up, and picking up some of Ino's clothes, leaving the rest there. She would let Sakura get them. With Naruto and Shikamaru. Hurry up, Shikamaru. Naruto yelled at his lazy friend. We're going to be late picking him up. Maybe we wouldn't be late if you hadn't lost your credit card. Shikamaru replied lazily as Naruto practically shoved him out the door. It's not my fault it's always getting lost. Naruto exclaimed. What a drag, Shikamaru mumbled, yay, it is your fault. If you left it in your wallet, like everyone else does, it wouldn't get lost. Naruto glared at his friend as he slid into the limo next to him. With Ino and Hinata. Where are they? Ino asked impatiently. They're already 15 minutes late. Calm down, Ino, I'm sure they'll be here soon. Hinata said. Yay, you're right, Ino replied. She glanced at her cell phone that was in her hand, it read 6:45. The guys agreed to get them at 6:30. Ino looked up as she heard the sound of tires out on the driveway and ran to the window. She came back disappointedly. Who was it? Hinata asked. Just Neji. Ino replied. Hinata's face paled a bit. Neji's here. Oh no. What if he came to tell father something awful about Naruto so that he won't let me go on the date? Or maybe he's here to, Hinata rambled, but was see off by Ino. Play it cool, Hinata. Calm down, and just don't talk to Neji unless he comes in here, okay? And if he does, don't act all panicked, got it? Everything's going to be okay. Ino said as tried to calm her friend down. Hinata took a deep breath. Good, now do what I told you, and Naruto should be here any minute now. Ino whispered into her friend's ear. Hinata, there you are. Neji said as he stepped into the room. Hello, Neji. Hinata said. Hinata, I'm going to get straight to the point. Neji said. Your father asked me to come and tell him about Naruto. He says that you told him we are friends. Why yes, we did tell him that. Hinata stammered. Oh, Neji, please don't say anything bad about Naruto to father. He won't let me go on my date if you do. And I really like Naruto. Hinata's acting so unlike herself, she must really like that fool. Neji thought while he said, I won't tell Uncle Hiyashi anything bad about Naruto, Hinata, unless Naruto ends up hurting you. Hinata threw her arms around Neji. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me. Remember, if he does one little thing to you, he has to deal with me, whether you like it or not. I don't care if he is my friend or not, he's not going to treat my cousin badly. Neji said. Yes, Neji, Hinata said, hoping for Naruto's sake that nothing would happen. Okay, well, I'm off to speak with your father, goodbye, Hinata. Neji said. Goodbye, Neji, Hinata said back. Just then, the sound of tires on asphalt was heard again. Ino ran to the window, shouting, it's them, they're here. And they did bring one limo. Come Hinata, let's go, before your father and Neji scare them away. Ino exclaimed as she grabbed her purse, stuffed Hinata's purse into her hand, and dragged Hinata out of the door. Ino ran to the window, shouting, "It's them, they're here." And they did bring one limo. "Come Hinata, let's go, before your father and Neji scare them away," Ino exclaimed as she grabbed her purse, stuffed Hinata's purse into her hand, and dragged Hinata out of the door. Just as they reached the limo, the door opened up, and Naruto jumped out, knocking into Ino, who ran into Hinata, who fell over. "Hinata, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that you guys were right there. All I could think of was how we were late, and, well," Naruto said as he helped Hinata get up from the ground. Don't worry about it, Naruto. I'm fine," Hinata said. Naruto flashed a smile at her, and she smiled back. Ino and Hinata climbed into the limo, and Ino sat down next to Shikamaru. Naruto climbed in and sat down next to Hinata, which made Hinata blush. "So, are you guys ready for dinner?" Naruto asked them. "Yup, I'm starving," Ino exclaimed happily. "Yes, dinner sounds good," Hinata said, more quietly than Ino had. The boys took Ino and Hinata to a cool restaurant not far from the theater. It was a 50s diner, and had a jukebox blasting songs from the 50s. They were seated in a booth shaped like a car, and the girls started talking while they thought of what to order. "Hinata, what are you going to get?" Ino asked as she scanned the menu. "I was thinking I'd get a cheeseburger with fries, since it's the restaurant's specialty," Hinata answered. "What about you, Shikamaru?" Ino asked. "I'm getting a BLT," he responded lazily, knowing what he wanted without even opening up his menu. Ino thought as she looked over the menu again. "What are you going to get, Naruto?" Hinata asked. "I think I'm going to get a mini cheese pizza, since they don't have ramen," Naruto said thoughtfully. "I think I'm going to get the same thing as Shikamaru," Ino said. They gave the waitress their order when she came by, and then started talking. "So, Naruto, Shikamaru told me that you guys like to play basketball. Are you going to try out for the team at school?" Ino asked. "I never thought about it, but now that I do think about it, I think that I will. And I'm going to make the team, believe it," Naruto exclaimed. "I hope that you do, Naruto, because Ino and I are trying out for cheerleading. Then we'd be able to cheer for your games," Hinata said in her quiet voice. "That would be awesome, Hinata. I know that you definitely make the cheerleading squad. You and Ino would both make great cheerleaders," Naruto said. Thank you," Hinata said with a blush. "Yay, thanks," Ino said. "And I'm sure that you guys would make the basketball team." "Thanks," Naruto said with a grin. "Yay, thanks," Shikamaru said lazily. "So, do you guys come here a lot?" Ino asked curiously. They have to if Shikamaru already knew what he wanted off the menu without even looking, she thought. "Yay, this is kind of like our hangout place," Shikamaru said. "Really? That must be cool," Hinata said. "Yay, it is. We come in here all the time," Naruto said. "Where do you guys like to hang out?" Well, the mall, definitely. Some of those store clerks know it's us just by looking at all of our shopping bags," Ino exclaimed. "And we go to each other's houses a lot, too," Hinata added. "Yay, we don't even knock on the doors, we just walk in, since it's practically home," Ino said. "We hang out at each other's houses, some, too," Shikamaru said, "but we just need to get away from the adults sometimes. Yay, Sasuke's mom is always checking on us and making sure we have everything that we need. We don't get a lot of space with her around. And we normally hang out at his house the most," Naruto said. Just then, the waitress set down the food in front of them, one plate at a time. "If you need anything, just let me know, okay?" she said as she walked away from their table. This looks so good," Ino exclaimed as she looked at her BLT. She then picked it up and took a bite out of it. "It's even better than it looks. That's why I get it," Shikamaru said as he took a bite out of his. "And this cheeseburger is delicious. No wonder it's the restaurant's specialty," Hinata said. "Yup, it is really good," Naruto said. "That's what I normally get, but I decided to get something different this time around." When they had finished eating, the girls pulled some money out of their purses to pay for their meals, but the boys refused to let them pay. "We invited you guys here, it's the least that we can do to pay," Naruto insisted as he handed some money to the waitress. "I agree with Naruto, for once. Shikamaru said as he handed the waitress the rest of payment for the bill. Fine, Hinata said, finally giving up. We won't forget this, Ino joked. They all got up and left, and when they did so, they passed a claw machine that had stuffed animals in it. I'm gonna win you a stuffed animal, Hinata. Naruto exclaimed as he pulled out $1 to pay for his sudden whim. He put it into the machine and looked for the perfect stuffed animal to win for her. Naruto, no one can win those things, Ino said. Actually, watch this, it's one of Naruto's few talents, Shikamaru said as Naruto maneuvered the claw over the stuffed animal that he wanted. He pressed the button, and down the claw dropped, bringing back up with it a blue bear holding a red heart between its front two paws. It dropped down, releasing the animal, and letting it fall into the pickup slot. He picked it up and pulled it out, presenting it to Hinata. Thank you, Naruto, Hinata said as she accepted the bear. Wow, he is good at that, Ino exclaimed. Want one, Ino? Naruto asked. I've got one try left. Okay, let's see how good you are, try to get that pink hippopotamus in the corner there, Ino said. Okay, I'll try, Naruto said as he maneuvered the claw over to the corner. He moved the claw around, so that it has one claw thing behind the hippo. He then pressed the button, and the claw dropped down, bringing the pink hippo back up with it. He picked it up out of the slot, and handed it to Ino. Here ya go, I knew I could get it, he exclaimed. He really is good at those things, it wasn't just luck, Ino said as they walked out of the restaurant, stepping into the limo that was waiting there for them. He really is good at those things, it wasn't just luck, Ino said as they walked out of the restaurant, stepping into the limo that was waiting there for them. To the Konoha cinema, please, Shikamaru said to his driver. He nodded as he started the car up. I heard that Disturbia is really scary, Ino said, glancing at Hinata. It is, Hinata asked nervously. She had known it was scary, but she didn't know exactly how scary it was. Come on, Ino, it can't be that bad, Naruto exclaimed. Okay, but I heard some girls at school talking about it, and they said that they screamed the entire second half, Ino said to prove her point. I'm sure it won't be that scary, Hinata said. Don't worry, Hinata, none of it is real, it's all fiction, Shikamaru said. Yay, that's true, Hinata said a little relieved. They were at the cinema by now, so they were getting out of the car. They walked in and handed their tickets to the person inside the door. She handed them back the ticket stubs, and told them that their movie would be shown in Theater 5. Well, before we go in, I wanna get some popcorn, anybody else want something? Naruto asked. I would like to get some cookie dough bites, Hinata said as she got in line next to Naruto. I'm going to get a small popcorn, Ino said as she, also, got in line. Well, I might as well get something, too, then, Shikamaru said stepping into line behind Ino. Once they had all gotten their food, they found their theater and sat down in the middle. The previews started rolling, and soon the movie had started. The first half of the movie wasn't too scary, but the second half was terrifying. Don't go in there, he's behind the wall, Ino screamed as she hugged Shikamaru's arm and buried her head into his shoulder. Hinata was watching the movie from behind her hands, but she kept peeking through her fingers. No, watch out, Hinata yelled as she gave up trying to hide behind her hands and hid her head behind Naruto. When the movie was over, Naruto said to Hinata, it's over now, you can come out. Hinata's face was red as she turned to face him. Thanks. No problem. Glad I could help ya out, Naruto exclaimed. Hinata just smiled at him. Are you okay, Ino? Shikamaru asked. Yay, I'm fine. Why? Ino asked. Oh, the way that you were hiding your face in my shoulder, I thought that you might be scared, Shikamaru replied teasingly. I was scared, during the movie. Not now, Ino exclaimed. Are you sure that you're not scared? Shikamaru asked. Of course I'm sure, Ino insisted. As she said this, Naruto sneaked up behind her and grabbed her from behind. Ag, Shikamaru, he's got me. Help, Ino screamed as she ran towards Shikamaru and hid behind him, peeking around to see Naruto and Hinata laughing at her. It's not funny, Ino yelled at him, coming out from behind Shikamaru. I thought that you weren't scared, Shikamaru said to Ino. Okay, so maybe I was just a little scared, Ino admitted. A little. Shikamaru asked in disbelief. This girl had just tried to hide from Naruto behind him. I mean, sure, Naruto could be a scary, but in a goofy, childish way. Not in a vicious, monster way. Okay, so maybe a lot scared. Ino admitted. Don't worry, Ino, I was scared, too. Hinata said to her friend as they exited the building. Yay, I guess you're right, Hinata. Ino said with a sigh. Ino then turned towards Shikamaru and Naruto. So were you guys scared at all? Me? Scared of a movie? Yay right, Naruto exclaimed. Not really, Shikamaru said in a bored tone. How could you guys not be scared? Ino asked in disbelief. I don't know, we just weren't. Shikamaru said. By this time they were outside looking for the limo. It took them a couple of minutes to spot it through the crowded parking lot, but they finally did. Once they were in the limo, Hinata turned on her cell phone. It read 11:20. Hinata's eyes grew wide. Just then, the alarm went off. The phone had been off, so the alarm hadn't been able to go off. What's wrong? Ino asked Hinata. I was supposed to call my dad 20 minutes ago. Hinata exclaimed. What? Ino exclaimed. Okay, call him now and tell him that the movie ran over because it started late, okay? Oh okay, Hinata said sounding unsure. She hated to lie to her father, but she knew that she had to. She opened her phone and hit her father's speed dial button. Hello, Hinata, is that you? Her father answered the phone, sounding angry. Why yes, father, it is, Hinata said. Hinata Hyuga, you were supposed to call me 20 minutes ago. Where have you been? Her father asked. I'm sorry, father, but the movie started late, and it ran over time. Hinata lied, crossing her fingers, Ino doing the same and the boys just looking at them. You should have called me before the movie then to tell me it started late. Your mother was worried about you. Now, I expect a call when you're on your way home from the mall tomorrow, do you hear me? I don't need you giving your mother another heart attack. Mr. Hyuga said harshly. Yes, sir, Hinata answered. Well, then, you won't be punished this time but don't let it happen again. Goodbye, Hinata. With that Hinata's father hung up the phone. Well, Ino asked. I'm not in trouble, he believed me. But he said next time I'll be punished. Hinata said. Your father would punish you for forgetting to call. Naruto asked cluelessly. Why yes, my father is very strict. Hinata replied. I don't even know if strict is the right word, Hinata. Ino said. Your father is really hard on you, but Hanabi can do pretty much whatever she pleases. Well, Hinata said, at a loss for words. She had no idea what to say to what Ino had just pointed out. Yes, Hanabi had a lot more freedom than Hinata, but wasn't it because she was the second child? The first child always had it the hardest, and then the second child had a pretty much clear road laid out for them. Isn't it because she's the second child? I mean everything she does, I've already done before, and so my parents aren't as worried about that. Hinata said. I guess, Ino said with a shrug. You guys remember that you're dropping us off at Sakura's house, right? Ino asked, changing the subject. Yay, you already told us that didn't you? Shikamaru asked. They did, Naruto asked, looking confused, like he had missed something. Yes, you idiot, they did. Shikamaru said, sounding annoyed with Naruto. Oh, okay then, Naruto said. When they were almost to Sakura's house, Ino spoke up. Thanks so much for tonight, Shikamaru, I had a great time. Why yes, thank you Naruto. Tonight was so much fun. Hinata said. Well, maybe we can do this again sometime soon. Shikamaru said. Yay, that would be great. Ino said. Hinata, Naruto started, but they had just pulled up at Sakura's house and the girls were getting ready to get out of the limo. Yes, Naruto, Hinata said. Well, I was wondering if you maybe wanted to go to homecoming with me. I mean, I know it's a month away, and if you don't want to that's okay. Naruto started rambling but was set off by Hinata. I'd love to go to homecoming with you, Naruto. It would be a lot of fun. Hinata exclaimed as she stepped out of the limo. I'll see you guys later. She yelled behind her as she ran to the front door to tell her friends before either of the guys could get out to walk them to the door. Shikamaru and Naruto just looked at each other, and Shikamaru shrugged. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.